Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here today for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. Our first news story today, the court date for Amber Waterman has been pushed back at Benton County courts. Amber Waterman, you remember, the Missouri woman charged in the murder and kidnapping of a pregnant mother and her unborn child. She's still facing charges in federal court in Missouri for the murder. Her husband, Jamie, also charged as an accomplice in this. Now, the federal trial for both Watermans is set for June 5th. But we learned the first hearing in the Benton County case will have to wait until at least June 13th to happen. Judge Robin Green's office confirms Waterman's arraignment for yesterday was pushed back after federal authorities wouldn't allow her to appear. Now, this is happening because investigators allege parts of the crime happened in 2 different states. And before we get to other top news of the day, let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. Happy Tuesday, Zach.
Hey, good Tuesday to you, Joe. We've got some wet weather moving in. We've got a cold front that started to push in during the morning hours Tuesday in northwest Arkansas, River Valley, some light showers and drizzle with that. We're also watching a stronger storm system in the mid-upper levels of the atmosphere out in the desert southwest. That's moving this way. We'll move across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas as we go late Tuesday through Wednesday, and that's just going to enhance those rain chances for us over the next 48 hours. So we're looking at steady shower activity expected for a good chunk of Oklahoma, Arkansas. We've got a good soaking or scattered off and on showers for your Tuesday. Scattered showers likely overnight, and then scattered showers continuing through Wednesday. A soggy setup for us. A severe setup more to the southeast with that cold front that's come in. We've got cooler weather in place, so we're not seeing that same instability that we will likely see in the next couple of months, right? We're getting more into the spring. We're going to start watching that as storm systems come through. We're on the cooler side of the front. Temperatures are going to stay in the 40s in northwest Arkansas. You dropped into the 40s Tuesday morning. You're going to hover there. Highs being set during the morning hours for the River Valley. We're likely going to continue to see temperatures just cool more into the low 50s as we work through the afternoon. We'll stay steady in the 40s overnight with scattered showers around the region. Future Track Radar doing a good job here showing us what to expect for your Tuesday night. Hit or miss showers, some patchy drizzle off and on a little bit through the first half of your Tuesday. The back half, a lot of rain out in Oklahoma. That's going to start to shift east into Arkansas as we go through the afternoon, evening, and into the overnight. Scattered showers just going to stay steady for us. Again, we're on the cooler side of the front. The better chance for severe weather is going to be on the warmer side of the front, further off towards the south and southeast of us. And there you go into Wednesday morning. A little bit of a break. More rain fills back in, and we'll look for the shower activity to taper off as we go later into our Wednesday evening and into the Wednesday overnight time frame. Rainfall totals been talking about the last few days. Nothing's changed. Still expecting 1 to 3 inches widespread with some locally higher amounts around 4 inches. I think we'll have some of those spots out there, Joe.
All right. Thank you, Zach. Well, the University of Arkansas Fort Smith celebrating Black History Month by hosting novelist Colson Whitehead. That'll be tonight at the Stubblefield Center. Whitehead will present a public lecture. He's the author of internationally acclaimed novels like The Underground Railroad and The Nickel Boys. Dr. Angie Lee at UAFS says the writer's influence can help shape a younger generation of writers.
They're first-year writers, right? They're coming in from high school or coming in with not a lot of experience with writing or just don't like writing at all. And so once they meet these writers, they're like, oh, this person's like me. Maybe I can become a writer. If not a writer, at least try to tackle social issues they care about and become voices in the community for people and issues they care about.
And the public is invited to talk to this author, too. This lecture will begin at 6 this evening, and the event is free, and it is open to the public. And an Arkansas bill originally aimed at regulating drag performances is closer to becoming law. The bill passed the House, but was amended to no longer include the word drag in the title, which takes some of the emphasis off the LGBTQ events. Representative Mary Bentley is one of the bill's co-sponsors. She says the number of youth struggling with gender identity has skyrocketed. Meanwhile, Representative Tippy McCullough says there are lots of problems with this bill.
There are multiple things that we deem inappropriate for children, like smoking, alcohol, strip clubs, sexually explicit material. We should be able to add to that list. This bill is not about whether drag is acceptable, it's about whether we should be exposing our children to sexually explicit behavior. This is not about anyone's rights. This is about protecting kids and not sexualizing our children.
I'm also quite confused about criminal or civil penalties in this bill. I also think it's very vaguely written and that it's redundant as far as a lot of the obscenity laws go. And I'm still not satisfied that it doesn't affect events or concerts or plays or other artistic endeavors.
The bill will now go to a Senate committee before heading to the full Senate for a vote. Well, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders will give the official Republican response this evening to President Biden's second State of the Union address. CBS News will broadcast both speeches right here on Channel 5. Governor Sanders will deliver her speech live from Little Rock. Be sure to tune in to Channel 5 and then at Channel 5 at 10 for a full recap of both of those addresses. And in Oklahoma, the legislative session has officially started. Governor Kevin Stitt started the session saying the state of the state is better than it's ever been. Haley Weger joins us now with those highlights.
With over $4 billion in savings, Governor Stitt is outlining his plans for the state, striving for excellence in education, investing in infrastructure, cutting taxes, and working up to his ultimate goal of Oklahoma becoming a top 10 state.
My fellow Oklahomans, the state of our state is the strongest it's ever been.
Kicking off this year's legislative session, Governor Stitt requesting over $10 billion be appropriated to the state.
This year, we must capitalize on the progress we've made.
Stitt says he wants to reduce the personal income tax rate and end the grocery tax.
We need to keep the momentum going. Let's cut taxes.
He wants to put $20 million towards attracting more businesses. Workforce is the biggest challenge companies are facing.
Companies from all over the country and the world are moving to our state to build and expand.
In education, he recommended a $5 billion appropriation toward a reading initiative, new schools, and a performance-based teacher pay raise. Stitt is also pushing for school vouchers.
Every child deserves a quality education that fits their unique needs.
The governor also wants to invest almost $941 million toward public safety and judiciary costs, over $210 million towards natural resources, and over $2.7 billion to health and human services.
Let's make a significant statement that Oklahoma is here to stay on the national stage.
Well, it's expected that starting today, more than 3,000 bills will be presented during the legislative session. Well, thank you for joining us here today for some of your top news stories. I'm Jo Ellison. Make sure to catch up with us again tomorrow for more news and weather where you live.